Hey everybody, Rodamon here. Thanks for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included, episode 19. So, I am going to pivot. Last episode I said I was going to try to get to space, and I'm passively going to try to get there. But this episode, we have more pressing matters to attend to. So one is that Gerda mentioned that we are just about out of hydrogen because our hydrogen vent is dormant. The next time it will start producing hydrogen is about 33 days. But until then, the hydrogen that we're going to want is up to us to produce. So I am going to do just that. I'm going to set up a hydrogen environment. Basically an area where we're going to purposely produce hydrogen. So the way to produce hydrogen in this game is an electrolyzer, which takes water and splits it into oxygen and hydrogen. And that's exactly what I'm going to do in this room. It's a vertical room so that the oxygen sets to the bottom and the hydrogen rises to the top by design. So let's get that underway. Build a ladder here like this. And then just to make it easier to dig out, something like that. All right, good. And this is going to be my high priority project. All right, and mesh tiles. Good, good. All right, so that looks about right. And we'll try to get that set up in time so that we can reap the rewards of the hydrogen. So another thing I wanted to do is to, if we're generating oxygen here, I will no longer be needed, or how to put this more cleanly, it will no longer be required to create oxygen from algae. So this ventilation pipe is going to run over here and is going to feed into the suits, and then these suit stocks are also going to feed oxygen to the base. So let me set that up. Something like this. Like this. That should be fine. If we end up with any sort of pools of no oxygen, we can fix the ventilation. And this ventilation construction project, I'm going to rate at a 7. So the idea here is we're going to have oxygen pumps, gas pumps, to pump oxygen. The oxygen is going to run, and it's actually going to fill up the suit docks and fill up the base with oxygen. And then the old algae pumps are not going to be required. None of this here is going to be required. It's going to be nice when we get that done. It also appears to me that I need extra storage. Oh, made a mess. You guys are stuck. Oh, you are very stuck. Let me dig that out for you. I am sorry I hadn't noticed. Well, if they made a mess, that means when they take off their suits, it's going to get a little messy as well. But, oh well. Alright, another thing I noticed is there are slime lung embedded in these 3 rock tiles. So, I'm going to dig around them. This is going to be a 6 project. Trying to finish off the bedrooms. Alright, so because we made a mess in our suits, we're going to have to mop this polluted water up. Oh, good. Is that an omelet? Oh, nice. An omelet in polluted water. A piston omelet. Let's see. Other projects. The old carbon dioxide pressure pump thing, that whole system is no longer needed, so I'm going to break that entire thing down. Our slime farm is sufficiently pressurized that none of this is going to be required. Cool. Another thing I wanted to do, and this will make sense more later, is to set up another storage bin, but in this carbon dioxide environment, or chlorine environment, for a slightly different purpose. Okay. Oh, look at what we have here. Let's, get on over there, I guess. Explore that way. Alright, copious free time. You are idle. Because you're stuck. Let's get that ladder constructed so we can get down. Alright, so the idea here is a water lock. And we'll continue this construction. This was what, all 8? And we have plenty of polluted water to create the first half of the water lock, which is good, I guess. Alright, so that is underway. And our ventilation piping system has yet to even be touched. Good. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, one who is many is super stressed. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That's just because he got stuck and, like, was forgotten about briefly. But that's an abnormal amount of stress. Same with Angelia. That's more stress than they would normally have. So I'm not going to fret about it or worry about it whatsoever. They're outliers. Alright, this water is nice and ready to dump. Let's have at that. Alright, so we're going to want a gas filter here to filter out the clean oxygen from everything else. And then if it's not clean oxygen, a high pressure vent to dump it out. So let's break down our old high pressure vent so that I can have the materials for the new one. This is going to be polluted water. So let's high priority mop this already polluted water. Whee! And then we're going to want to sweep everything that isn't supposed to be here out of there. Alright, looking good. High pressure gas vent, we'll drop it here. And that's going to be for anything that isn't oxygen. And then, up top, we're going to want 2 gas pumps. And then I need to add a bunch of automation, so I'm going to grind up some refined copper for that. Because we're going to want 2 Atmos sensors. So let's first set up the AND gate. Maybe like this. And like that. And then we're going to want 2 Atmos sensors, one here, and 2 gas element sensors, one here, and one... Actually, here... Hang on a second. Okay. That's about right. So automation... like that. Perfect. Get those all set up. On top of all that, we're probably going to want our own power transformer for this. So we'll put a power transformer here. Hook this up with heavy watt wires. And then hook this up with regular wires. And for now, I'm going to put it on a switch. But eventually, it's probably going to be on an automation network. And then right here in the middle, 2 electrolyzers. Or maybe 3. 1, 2. Oops, I didn't mean to put one there. I'll put them on airflow tiles. And then these electrolyzers are going to need to take fresh water. So let's draw some fresh water over. Like that. All right, and let's put this back on construction 8. All right. Looking good. So the idea here is the electrolyzers will take fresh water and split it into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen will pull up here, and we will pump this hydrogen that pulls up here to go into our hydrogen tanks. In this area. And then the oxygen that pulls down here, we will use to add to the base. So with that in mind, let's have a directional pipe or ventilation. More directional ventilation. And like that. And this too could use a gas filter if we so wished. But I think I'm just going to hope... should I hope it's hydrogen? I'm just going to hope it's hydrogen. And hope to set up the automation so that it is hydrogen. Blueprint. No ranchers, so let's pick the Wheezewort. Alright, so we're getting this all set up. It's going to be a lot of work, but pretty rewarding. This is set that to 8. I want to dump some polluted water here and get the ball rolling on the water lock. But it is getting built pretty quickly, which is great. Alright, so this gas filter is going to be for regular oxygen. All of these electrolyzers are going to need to get plugged in. Wait, where are you going with that, Where did the polluted water go? That was really confusing. You're supposed to be delivering me polluted water. Alright, let's continue. All this needs to be 8 as well. Look at how many of our dupes are out of the base. We're using a lot of those suits. Alright, so we are very, very low on hydrogen. Kind of racing against the clock. I mean, it's not super urgent that I get this done, but it would be good if it gets done before we literally run out of hydrogen. Although that's kind of a high bar to set, if I'm being honest. Alright, so they all aren't cramped, which is good. I've sheared some additional glossies so we can set up another proper bedroom. We're trying to tidy up the area. I have a lot of these dupes doing a whole lot of work, so they're in a way, struggling. Alright, this should be off. So I'm not ready for it to start up yet. We don't have an airlock. Where are you going? Oh, picking up gold. Okay. I have no idea where the polluted water went. They dumped polluted water, and I literally don't know where it went. That's very odd. But I'll dump some more polluted water. And hopefully it won't literally disappear. Alright, so the power transformer can now supply power to this setup through this switch. We have a lot more yet to build, though. Okay, so now I actually see polluted water. Good. Let's mop up some clean water and finish up that water lock. So this will be regular water. Alright, here's the automation. So, gas amount sensor. This is going to be oxygen. This is going to be above 750 grams, let's say. Or, I don't know, 500 grams. Skill point. One who's many. Let's give you plumbing. For a little bit more carry weight. Okay, so we've got some water to form the airlock, the liquid lock. And there's a little bit more automation and whatnot to finish up here. We're working on it. Race it against this clock. Alright, the fresh water that I had set to mop, I don't think we dumped it here. I don't think we dumped it in. Where'd it go? You guys are driving me a little batty here. Alright, let's mop here then. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, perfect. Mop up the excess water. Forget that. Alright, so the atmos sensor and the gas sensor are all set. This is filtering all set. We just need the automation up top. Alright, cooking ingredients. Let's just put a pinch of peppers in there. Just so that we can empty out the rest of this sweep. And then we have some extra coal. I want to introduce another coal storage. So we can store more than just one box of coal. Because it seems like we have more than one box need. Alright, so this automation wire, this is going to be above 1,000. And this element sensor is going to be for hydrogen. Alright, taking a look at the ventilation. The intake here needs to get built. And then I think we're all set to go. Just about. Alright, you guys are going to get cramped. So, I guess I'll uncramp you. Make some omelets. Alright, so we have extra coal storage now. Okay, I think we're ready to flip the switch. So the way this is working is water feeds into the electrolyzers, which then produces hydrogen and oxygen. Right now, they're at max gas pressure because my gas pump needs to pull some of the excess oxygen out of this room. The hydrogen will pull up here, and when it's pressurized enough, what is the max gas pressure for this? 15? 18? I don't know. When it's maxed out, we'll start pulling hydrogen out of there, and this hydrogen will then feed to our tanks. And as you can see, we're literally out of hydrogen. And then all this oxygen here, we can start to disable the oxygen diffusers. And all of this stuff is good to be removed as well. So let's go remove that. Because we no longer need to pump oxygen into the suit's storages. We generate it elsewhere, and we're pulling it in. So we'll get that done. Alright. Hydrogen generator is about to go bingo. So now, let's break this down as a higher priority. This actually requires less power now, because one oxygen pump will feed all of it, except for, of course, when we're browned out. Let's avoid brownouts by pulling coal. So obviously, I didn't race the clock perfectly, as we now have a situation where we have brownouts. You know, we're generating hydrogen, but we ran out. That's fine. What's the cycle here? 27 days? That's not too bad. Furniture, a comfy bed, and a comfy bed. Let's get this laid out so that everyone can have their own lovely bedroom. And new printables. No rancher, so I guess sandstone. Kind of the most worthless thing I could even think about printing. So I'm not digging these out because these are slime lunged. I'll deal with those a little bit later. Gas pump's not necessary anymore. Now, the brownouts are going to be kind of annoying. Because it's going to hurt my oxygen production probably first. But what I could do is I could try to cut down on my power use elsewhere. Like soon, this pump will be done, so this filter won't require, the filter and the pump won't require power. You know, my power usage is decreasing over time. I've not done much exploration up top, but let's finish off these bedrooms. That's a nice goal. Alright, so Angelia, we'll give you this one. Oh, that's supposed to be airflow. Let's go ahead and raise the fire pole up a little higher. Alright, here we go. Now we're actually generating some oxygen. So this oxygen, some of it will be used to refill the suits. Some of it will be dumped out into vents situated around the base to resupply oxygen to the base. Yeah, let's just ridiculously prioritize these bedrooms so they get done. Another thing I could do is skills. One to as many, you are my electrical engineer, so I am going to tell you to operate as a tip-top priority so that you tune up our coal generator so we don't have as many brownouts. That will serve me well. I'm lowering the priority of the reed fiber ranch over the plastic ranch so that we focus on plastics more. Because plastics are a lot more useful. IMO. Alright, so one who as many is now working on the tune-ups. There we are. Tuning it up for an extra 300 watts. And we've got bedrooms for Magenta Fairy and Muhammad. So let's finish off Muhammad's bedroom. Oops. And now every dupe has a lovely bedroom. Well, Muhammad's not lovely yet, but once we sweep it, it will be. And we'll give him the Buddy Bud. Speaking of Buddy Buds, I need a Buddy Bud up here. Because it's kind of nasty up here. So we'll set this to 7. Alright, there we are. Once I have swept up the rest of this base, I will deal with the slime stuff. I have a plan for that. All right. I'm also going to sweep up the hatch and the ranches. Do a little bit of tidying up here. Right. Duplicate skills. Magenta Fairy, let's give you farming. And everyone else is all squared away. Perfect. So if we take a look at the decor here, as you can see, it's pretty much maxed. Once the other bedroom is done, it will be maxed. And I can actually start. So this bedroom is going to be for if another duplicate gets printed. So it's, you know, I don't need it yet. Meaning that any additional plastics can be used to help speed up my duplicates. So I'm going to start to put down plastic ladders instead of the sandstone ones I have, to speed up the most commonly used paths in the base. We're getting pretty close to this hydrogen pooling enough to be able to be pumped. And then, as you can see, we have a pretty healthy feed of oxygen flowing out. It says that I'm not producing enough, but I'm not so worried about that at the moment. I could always add another gas pump here if I needed to. But I can always flip on one of these oxygen diffusers and supplement the amount of oxygen, which is why I'm not all that concerned. All right, so now with that other statue, this is now maximum decor. All these bedrooms are maximum decor. Another thing that can help for morale is a park and refuge. So I'm going to start. I had kind of brainstormed how I was going to lay that out, but I'm going to get that started as well. So that's going to look something like this. Odd, I know. Very odd. So the way these parks and nature reserves work, you need at least 4 wild plants in a certain predetermined size with no industrial materials. So I'm going to turn this into a nature reserve. Actually, I might turn the one down below into a nature reserve and turn this one into a park. Oh, the chlorine parks. Why are you... Oh, you're not stuck. You're just working, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, so that is underway. We're still waiting on more hydrogen to be pooled. I'm probably going to need another gas pump, if I'm being perfectly honest. So if I had another gas pump, I would need another gas line. So I'm going to lay that out first. Actually, let's go here. I don't know why I'm making it a sandstone, but oh well. And then have a directional... Perfect. Like that. I'm also going to need to move this AND gate. So, as far as automation goes, let's move the AND gate. So I'm going to delete these automation wires. Set up an AND gate like this, so that this AND gate can serve 2 pumps. Another gas pump here, which goes down. Okay, we'll get that underway. And this will allow for more of the oxygen to be pulled out of this electrolysis room, allowing for the electrolyzers to not hit max gas pressure so often. And then I'm also going to want another gas filter here. So let's delete this. Well, we only need to delete the middle one. And any non-gases get dumped to the same vent. Like that. Let's prioritize this. As you can see, we have a little bit of hydrogen, but there is some oxygen that's getting in the line here. And I have to decide whether I want to spend the power for to filter it out or not. I have 2 oxygen filters here, so maybe I spend the power to filter it out. But as you can see, we do have a hydrogen generator that is running, which is cool. So if I did that, it would look something like this. Ventilation, another gas filter. We'll put it here. So instead of here, we run this in. If it's hydrogen, go. If it's not hydrogen, we can probably safely assume it's oxygen. But regardless, I'm going to dump it so that we don't overload our oxygen intakes. All right, pipe blocked. Let's fix that. Done. And prioritize that. So now we should be able to pump out twice as much oxygen out of our, yeah, there it is. Oh, you know what? We need this built. Twice as much oxygen out of the electrolysis room so that the electrolyzers don't go idle, allowing us to produce more hydrogen. And therein fixes our brownout. Alright, new printables, farming, spicy tofu. Yum, yum. Alright, so now that everything up here has been swept, I'm going to make sure I don't have any other sweep priorities anywhere. Which I don't believe I do. So I'm going to have this bin here be sweep only. And be for raw minerals of igneous and granite. which is what these tiles here are. And then I'm going to high priority dig these up and bring this as an emergency to this bin here, which is a sweep only. As you can see, my guys are taking this emergency seriously, as no one has even made any progress towards the sweep. Soul Troll. Alright, this liquid pump is all set. Everything else here, I'm just going to mop. Let's mop at 7, actually. Come on, sweepers. What is going on here? Alright, enough of the alarm. Can you guys grab that, please? I think we're just out of suits or something. Oh, nope. Here we go. Sine curve is bringing it and dumping it so it gets sterilized. And then I'm going to send you to wash your hands. And here's another one. I'm just going to micromanage them so they don't get everything too slimed. Go wash your hands. And alright, everything else that's left here is slime. So let's get rid of the slime now. And in this storage bin, the slimy igneous and granite is getting purified. Or sterilized, or however you want to put it. Alright, this filter here needs to be plugged in. And it needs to be filtering for hydrogen, I believe. Yep. And then we're going to get more hydrogen to our hydrogen generator. As you can see, we have a decent amount of hydrogen already produced. And soon this will be like sort of streamlined to be a little bit more productive. Alright, so how's that slime coming? Alright, the slime got all grabbed. Let's sweep that up as well. Actually, I'm going to dig a little bit further. That does mean that some of our ladders are going to get slimed a little bit. But we're quickly storing the slime somewhere safe. And then washing our hands. So everything, all of the bad rocks that were bad, all the slimy rocks that we put into the storage bin are now nice and cleaned. So we don't need to worry about that. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I don't need a sweep. High priority digs. Because I want to set up my wildlife refuge, or my nature reserve, or whatever. Whatever it is. And then set up a park. But I need to make space for that first. Alright, let's take a look. Hydrogen is being added. So we have finished this room more or less in one episode. That's not bad. I mean, I'm just almost out of time. And as you can see, we no longer have the insufficient oxygen production message. We're producing enough oxygen for our base. And everything is hunky-dory. Oh, actually, no. We have granite that needs to be dug up and cleansed. So let's put raw material granite in there. I want to do this before the end of this episode. But everyone has their lovely bedrooms. And our buddy buds are keeping this slime at bay. Oop. Buried some of our storages. And maybe before I end, I want to get the nature reserve done. So let's try to get that done. I'll go a little bit longer just to finish off the things I want to finish. So, sweep only. This granite needs to get swept. Looks like my muckroot storage is maxed. So food, ration box. Oh, that leads me to something I had set to do but didn't do yet, which is some more ration boxes. And then this one will go here. It doesn't really matter where it goes. Muckroot doesn't need to be in a sterile environment anyway. So in this ration box, I was going to put pinch of pepper nuts, sleet wheat, and pickled meal. And then taking the pickled meal out of my refrigerator, because it's not something that we tend to eat. But it has a bunch of room. And then let's stop making pickled meal altogether. And then we're storing the pickled meal for rainy days at this point. All right. The swept granite I didn't even have to watch. It got placed where it should have been. We'll finish this wall. And then we'll be able to finish this bedroom that we don't even have a dupe to fill it yet. Now, alright, we continually hit max gas pressure, so I'm going to set this to like 5 grams, because we do filter it. And then eventually, well, we might not even need the Atmos sensor. Let's just keep pumping away. Gas element sensor. Okay, yep. Just keep pumping away so we don't hit max gas pressure. Element sensor. Here's what I could do. Well, no, we do want an element sensor. Just because I don't want the pump going off. Yeah, okay, it's fine. It's working as intended. How much power does this... So this can sometimes take more power than I'm even feeding it, which is another issue. So we might want 2 transformers if we want to efficiently run that. But the last bedroom is just about done. And that will be my milestone stopping point. Let me just lay this out for our future rancher. So... hanging pot, some crown molding, and finish off the insulated tile. Awesome. Alright guys, well that's all the time I have, and then a little. This episode we did the sort of our own hydrogen production. What I might do is, as I mentioned right at the end, add another power transformer to just make this run a little bit more smoothly. I also want to explore... Ooh, we have a security door. So I want to explore up here and... Ooh, make use of that natural gas geyser. That's going to be another really good source of power. And explore this security door and get to space, which should be just up this way. If you have any feedback for me, do drop me a line in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios, friends.